I've got your stories for the first week of October 2025. And in the first one, the Department of Energy continues to rip out the financial support for clean energy projects, indicating last week that it was terminating over 200 projects worth $7.56 billion. The majority of those are located in blue states. So I guess there's nothing more to be said about that. Over 50% of the offshore turbines at the 800 megawatt 62 turbine Vineyard Wind project off Massachusetts are now sending power back to the mainland. Vineyard Wind was the first large-scale project approved by the federal government, but it experienced a major mishap during the installation process last year when a massive 350-foot blade detached from a tower, falling into the ocean. The project then got back on its feet, and executives from co-developer Iberdrola note they expect project completion within months. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas has selected GE Vernova to participate in a proof-of-concept implementation of its distribution awareness platform as part of ERCOT's Grid Research, Innovation, and Transformation efforts. They call that GRIT. The EDAP technology is designed to communicate with distributed energy resources such as rooftop solar panels and batteries at the distribution or behind the customer meter level, with the goal of creating real-time situational awareness for ERCOT's operations and planning groups. ERCOT already has an estimated 6,000 megawatts of DERs that could be marshaled to better support grid reliability. In PJM, the independent market monitor, the third party tasked with evaluating that grid operator's performance and market-related issues, has completed a review of the recent capacity auction for the 2026-2027 delivery year, which saw record results. Not surprisingly, after releasing similar findings related to the previous auction, the independent market monitor found that, quote, but for data center growth, both actual and forecast, the PJM capacity market would not have seen the same tight supply-demand conditions, the same high prices observed in the 2025 and 2026 BRA and the 2026-2027 BRA, and the currently expected tight supply conditions and high prices for subsequent capacity auctions. The market monitor found that including almost 12,000 megawatts of existing and projected data center load led to an increase in the recent auction revenues totaling almost $7.3 billion, an increase in costs of 81% over revenues if data load weren't included. That cost would have been even higher by an estimated $3.17 billion had an agreed upon cap not been in place. This cap's in place for only one more year, though, after which the market monitor forecasts that the impact will increase significantly in the 2028-2029 auction set for June of 2026 when it no longer applies. Given the extraordinary slowness in lining up new supply assets for development in PJM, these future price pressures will be very difficult to avoid. Per the Wall Street Journal, Cox Automotive reports unsold EV inventory at the end of September, when the $7,500 federal tax credits expired, as standing at close to 134,000 unsold vehicles. Some companies such as Ford and GM are continuing to offer the rebates. And in an interesting strategy, Reuters reports that Ford and GM have undertaken an initiative to buy vehicles from dealers through their financing divisions, and then offer those cars through leases through the end of this year that would continue to include the federal discounts. Reuters cites three sources saying Ford and GM apparently have reviewed the new programs with the IRS, with all vehicles purchased prior to September 30th. And finally, air conditioning stalwart Carrier issued a press release stating that it's developing a new business line that will combine battery energy storage with air conditioning units. The batteries would charge when power is less costly and feed the AC systems when prices are higher. Per Canary Media, Carrier's chief technology officer noted at RE Plus last month that the United States peak demand of 750,000 megawatts sees about 300,000 megawatts of that driven by air conditioning load. The company is currently trialing hybrid HVAC battery systems in 15 homes to date. The Electric Power Research Institute is monitoring and documenting the results. It will be interesting to see how the economics work on this and whether the concept can eventually go mainstream. The company reports that an estimated 30 million Carrier HVAC units installed in North America represent more than 100,000 megawatts of potential flexible demand, so the opportunity is quite significant. Well, that's all for this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.